Okay, so this is Rambo. I don't know that I've showed you guys Rambo at all. Well, when he was tiny. He is Ethan's little mink that he bottle raised, and his mom obviously is. Hey, how come you're getting her legs? How come you're getting her legs? His mom is Vila, and his dad is Crockett. And he loves playing with Ethan's big staghound, Bandit. And Bindi doesn't know what to think of it. She's just like, okay, what are you doing? And it's kind of funny. Bindi's like, what are you doing, you silly little creature? I'm surprised she doesn't play with it. Bindi likes to play with everything, but Bindi doesn't know how to play with Mink. She's like, alright, what are you doing to my leg? And she doesn't even look her direction. Actually, her mom bit Bindi the other day because Bindi was used to little Rambo just like messing with her and not hurting her. And yesterday, Vila got out, or not yesterday, but the other day, Vila got out and was running around the yard when I was trying to feed them or clean their cage or something, I don't remember. And she went over and Bindi went over and sniffed her and she bit her. And Bindi looked so surprised. She's like, why did you bite me? Like, she's never been bitten by a mink. She's like, why did you bite me? And she just like went and laid down. She's like, I'm gonna leave you alone. You're a jerk. Poor Bindi. Do you want to play with the mink? You should play with the mink. You should play with the mink like Onsa used to do. You should play with the mink like Onsa used to do. She's like, I don't know how to play with something this little. And why is he biting my leg? He shouldn't bite my leg. Where did she get down? Oh, there she goes. She's getting a little playful. She bugging ya? Is he bugging ya, or do you want to play with him? Yeah, there. Now she's got a playful stance. You have to watch really careful with these interactions. I don't recommend you doing this unless you can read body language very well, because a dog, you know, a serious dog like Bindi, she could easily kill the mink. So you've got to be very good at reading animal body language to play this game. And I could tell right now she's being playful. And I know that Bindi fully understands she's not allowed to hurt the mink. And I know that she's the kind of dog I can trust to not kill the mink. So this is a touchy thing. Just because I'm doing it doesn't... This is one of those, don't do this at home necessarily, unless you really know your dogs. And it is safe. Like, dogs are the most likely animal that they could play with what is prey otherwise and be fine. Dogs are awesome. But if you don't know your dog, or you don't know how to read body language, you can get into trouble real fast. Hey, you. That's good to see her looking playful. She was pretty uninterested at first. Bindi's like, hey, you disappeared under the water. You gotta be very careful this doesn't turn into prey, because obviously, you know, you guys have seen Bindi. She's a pretty serious hunter for a puppy. Bindi's like, where'd you go? How'd you get under the water like that? I want to do that. Super cute. I was hoping I'd get him playing. And like I said, you got to watch your body language very carefully, because this could easily turn into prey, not play. And tail wagging is not an indication that it's just play. Like people always say, oh, their tails are wagging, they're playing. Tail wagging isn't necessarily playful. A lot of people assume it is, but that's, I mean, definitely it can indicate play. But Malinois wag their tail as they're chewing your arm off. You know, that's, you can't just say tail wagging means playful. You've got to read other indications that it's play. And you need to know your dog itself, that it's a stable dog. Oh, I'm glad to see them playing. She kind of played with her a while ago, Benny did. And then the last couple times, or he, not her, he's a male. Little Rambo's a male. But it's been a while. For some reason, the last few times she's just kind of ignored him, but now she's gotten more playful again. You're stepping on her, Bendy, or him. I keep calling him a her, probably because he's so little. This reminds me of Onsa and how she used to play with Fang. That was such a cute interaction. Those two were the best of friends, Onsa and Fang. Oh, careful. Brings back good memories. I loved that dog so much. And that mink. I mean, both of them were both very, very special to me. So it's fun to see a dog play with a mink again. Shirney never played with the mink because she had bad experiences before she had any possible good ones. So she was just kind of scared of the mink. Not scared, but you know, she didn't think of them as a playmate. They were a vicious little creature that bit her, and she wasn't allowed to retaliate, you know, because her first couple experiences with a mink were negative. And that was unfortunate. In fact, Onsa had a mink, or Onsa, excuse me, Shirney had a mink when she was just a puppy and small. Got out when I was feeding or something, and it jumped on her back and was trying to kill her like a muskrat. I had to pull it off of her. That was Shirney's literally first experience with a mink, so she never had the inclination to try and play with Boone. Otherwise, Boone and her would have been the best of buddies. But because Shirney wouldn't play with Boone, Boone and her never really created a bond, even though they spent time around each other when they were both pretty young. So I was hoping I could get Bindi learning to play with the mink before she had any bad experiences. Like I said, she's only had one bad experience, and that's with this guy's mom. She bit her just a couple days ago. So other than that, Bindi has no reason to distrust a mink. So we can teach her to be friends with mink, and then she'll learn, well, some mink are mean, some mink are not. You know, that's something she's got to learn. But if she learns they're nice first before she learns they're mean, then she can, you know, differentiate between an aggressive mink and a playful mink. Dogs are amazing creatures, amazing creatures. You can do things with them that no other living animal you could possibly do. And I think people take dogs for granted because they are such a common part of our culture and our lives. Everyone has a dog, like that's not special. They are such an amazing creature. No other animal is as moldable and willing to please. Not even close. Nothing even comes close. People take it for granted because they're in our lives and it's just a normal part of you know, most human cultures to have a dog, whether it's a pet with no purpose or whether it's a working dog. Dogs are such a big part of our lives that we take for granted that they are such a unique creature. I mean, no other animal cares so much about what we think and what we want. Cats don't care, horses don't care, cows don't care. I mean, you can list every domestic animal out there. They really do not care what you want. Like, your interests and your goals are literally irrelative to their lives. Now, of course, you know, there are unique animals. I had a horse that was very dog-like. One out of the, I shouldn't say I had. I trained horses. I didn't own horses. But I I trained one horse that was very dog-like. Very, very willing to please. Very cool. But even a dog-like horse is really nothing like a dog. It's not that comparable. It's just that's the only creature you can even compare them to, because they want to please you. Most horses, they just go through the motions because it's easier for them to comply than it is for them not, right? Same with cats. Like, cats are not and it's like not like there's anything wrong with horses or cats. I'm just saying they're normal. They're normal animals. Normal animals don't care what humans want. But dogs, a good dog literally lives to please his master. That's his like #1 goal in life. Or her, his or her. Like Bindi, that's her #1 goal in life. She's such a good girl. She's such a good dog. And that's what you guys ask, what keeps my dog from killing mink? It's that one trait. It's their willingness to please their master. That is the only thing that keeps my dogs from killing a mink. Because, you know, mink are no different than killing a raccoon or a rat, right? And my dogs love killing raccoons and rats. And the only reason they don't kill them is because they love their master, because they are that special, unique ability that's unique to dogs, is what keeps them from doing what they want to do. They want so dearly to kill little animals. Why not kill a mink? Well, it's because they know their master doesn't want them to do that, and so they don't. They respect your master naturally. And obviously you have to teach them these things, but it's way more instinctual than it is training. Sorry guys. And it's incredible. I mean, my dogs can be attacked by a mink. Every dog I own can be attacked by a mink. And instead of retaliating, and I'm not saying they would never retaliate. I'm sure in the wrong circumstances, if you left a dog with a mink that was attacking it over and over and over again, I'm sure every one of my dogs would eventually just get fed up and kill it. Hey little guy, you gonna come play with me? Huh? You gonna come play with me? Oh, there's a good boy. Oh, there's a good boy. Oh, you're gonna come play with me? Oh, I'm glad you're coming to play with me. Oh, you're a good little boy. Oh, don't bite me too hard. You're getting kind of rough. Oh, that's a good... Be gentle. That was too rough. That was too rough. Don't be too rough. I don't have thick mink skin or dog skin. You gotta be gentle. I've got thin little human skin. I'm sure if you put any of my dogs in the wrong position, they would eventually give in and kill a mink. Like, I'm not saying they're perfect, but they can go in and be bitten by a mink and they run from it. They'll run from a vicious mink. Why do they run from a mink but attack a coon? Like, that makes no sense. Well, it's purely their desire to please me. In fact, when my dogs get bitten by a mink, they look at me like they got in trouble, as if I got after them. And I'm not sure, I've heard one theory. A lady said that a falconer lady who has bird dogs, so, you know, dogs bred to go after birds, and yet they're working with a falcon, right? How does that make any sense, right? Just like a terrier working with a mink, it makes no sense. Anyway, she said, and she believed, that the dogs see the falcon because it's owned by the human and protected by their human. The dogs see the falcon as an extension of the human. So when the falcon grabs the dog, which some hawks and falcons are real nasty and will get after the dog if they get close to their prey or whatever, or sometimes even attack them in the field for random, just be a jerk. Anyway, why doesn't the dog retaliate? The lady says that the dogs see the falcon as an extension of the human. It's owned by the human, it's protected by the human. It's almost as if the human, like if you kick your dog, your dog's not going to turn around and bite you. If you have a normal, healthy breed, stable breed of dog. There are certain breeds that doesn't apply to. Some of the Asian breeds are really unstable and will attack their own masters and stuff. And some, like protection bred dogs that are really driven, will sometimes, come on, Bindi. I think he's getting a little too rambunctious. Let's let him play by himself. But some of the protection bred dogs will attack their own masters, you know. But that's not normal. Most breeds of dogs will get subordinate if you attack them. Like if you kick or hit your dog, they don't get aggressive and say, hey, don't do that to me. They say, oh, I'm sorry. And they get submissive, most dogs. So why do they do that to the mink? Come on, Bindi, come on. He's getting too rambunctious. Let's leave him alone. So why do they do that? Hey, you're getting too hyper. I know, because you're biting me too rough. Come over here. Come swim. Come swim. You're getting too hyper. Go swim. So why do dogs not retaliate when a hawk or a mink bites them? And this lady's theory was that they see the dog they see the hawk or the mink as if it's an extension of the human, because the human owns it and protects it. So, and you saw I was separating him there. He was just getting too rough. I know, because he was biting me a little too rough. I didn't want him to put Bindi off or make Bindi mad. But Bindi looks like she wants to play again, so I'll kind of let them if they want to. But like I said, you guys probably see this as me just watching them wrestle. Like, I'm being very observant as I can. I'm trying to pay attention. Is the mink getting too rough? Is the dog getting too rough? Are either of them getting, you know, aggressive towards each other? So even though I'm just sitting here talking to you, I am paying as close attention as I can. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So this lady's theory was that they see them as an extension of their human, and so they respect it just like a human. Like I said, most dogs, you could abuse your dog. You can hit them, kick them, and they're not going to bite you back, most dogs, because of that respect they have for you. Well, in the same instance, if a hawk grabs a dog or a mink bites a dog, they respect them as if it's an extension of the person. And I think that's a good theory. I don't know if it's true or not. Part of me really believes it, and part of me thinks, well, I don't know. But it's a good theory anyway that this lady has, that the mink or the dogs see the mink or the hawk, whatever the animal is that they're working with, as an extension of their human master. So they will put up with abuse from these animals, just like a normal, healthy, stable dog will put up abuse from a human. And they're the one animal that you could treat poorly, and they will come back and they will love you despite your poor treatment of them. And that's what makes them such incredible creatures. Any other animal, you treat them poorly and they will fear you, they will avoid you, they will hate you. But you can mistreat a dog, and you know, most stable, socialized dogs will love you despite your bad treatment towards them. Which obviously I'm not advocating such bad treatment. I'm just saying no other animal will put up with that. Only a dog. They're an amazing, amazing creature. Well, we gotta go do some chores, dog. And they'll mink. I think I'll leave the mink to play. I'm not gonna leave Bindi unsupervised with him. She's gonna come with me, but we'll leave little Mr. Rambo to play in the pond. And oh, look at that. I love that playful look Bindi gets when she wants to play. It's so cute. But yeah. Okay, that was enough play for the day. I gotta get to work.